Now, if you have to write this down, it's okay. If you have to pause the video, it's okay. There's no rush. The key thing is you understand how to get it done. And then for the CSS class, you want to make sure that you put about top wrapper. That's the CSS class that you are going to need. And for the padding is 65, 0, 110, and 0. So you want to make sure that you put that in there. If not, it's not going to show up like mine show up on this part. So this is to add some padding, and for the margin is just 0 pixels. So you got this whole section. You should have everything you need to create this whole section now. And then let's take a look at the row setting for the person. This is our team. You can put in my team, you can put in the crew or whatever you want to put, and then set the heading to H2 or H1. And then for the text here, you want to make sure that you have something like this. Just add in the break. Make sure that is 2 lines, and just put in this little thing here in the middle. You just type that in, and then scroll down, and you want to make sure that it's at the center, and then scroll to the bottom again, and you notice that for the CSS class for this one, it's Empire dash team, and then here the pattern dimensions, and then you have the margin for it. So look at what I have here on my screen. Let me go back to the top again. Just make sure that yours is the same as this one. And for the content here, it can be anything. It doesn't have to be the stuff that I put here. It's just for demo purposes. But you need to have a little break in there. And then let's go over to this feature box section, which is this part. If I can get it. This part right here. There's 3 items here. So what I did was create the feature box, and this is what you need to add for the add-on title. You put the span, and you put anywhere, whatever. You can replace this content with your own. So if you want to pause the video and then just write this, but I'm gonna have this too at the bottom of the video so you can see what was used for this particular section. And then you want to make sure that where it says URL appear in, you want to put the title, before, after, make sure the icon is selected. And for the choose icon, you want to choose maps. So you are going to add, just type in maps, and it is going to show. So for example, if I type in maps or map, you notice that I have several options so I can choose from one of these, but since I already have something here, I'm not going to select anything. And for the background, you want to set that to, for the icon color, set that to just all white, which is 6 Fs. And for the margin top, set that to 0. For the content, you just want to put in a short content, as you see here, so it is style and look accordingly on your end. And for the content alignment, you want to make sure that's set to center. So once again, you have this. And you can keep this here because you're going to replicate, you can copy this. So once you copy it, you create a new add-on and you just paste it here. So for this one, I said creative design. All that was changed was just the words creative design and view apartments. But everything else here stays the same. So once you duplicate it, you shouldn't have to do anything else. Everything's the same. And you do the same for this one. And let's go over the row setting. Our advantages, make sure that's set to H2. And for the background, set that to white. For the title margins top, set that to 20. And you want to put in your information here, as I showed you on the previous one. And then for the title and subtitle position, you want to go to center. And then scroll down where it says font color. You set the, to white, of course, the background image. And then you can choose the image to add for this. And for the background, you have the cover and you have the center. So make sure that those two are selected. And for the CSS class, it's Empire dash feature, and for the padding is 100 pixels by 0, 130, and 0, and for the margin lift that to 0. And then for the Testimonial Pro, what you want to do is to click on add-on, and then you're going to have Testimonial Pro. So let's open this here. So you have John Doe or whatever name you want to put, and you put in a small picture, which I've posted something there, and you put in, quotations or just a little short, what people said or what the person said. So if you have someone that's, says something about your company, this is a great place for you to put that. So I just kept this short, but yours can be a little bit longer if you want it to be. But I just kept this one short for demonstration purposes. So I'm using the same image here. So now let's go over to the row setting. You have happy clients. You can put, satisfied clients or whatever you want to put there. And for the heading, make sure that's H2. Scroll down to the title margin, and you want to set that to 13. And then you want to set this one for the subsection subtitle, put some content there. And for the subtitle font size, set this to 16. And the goal is you can put different font sizes to see which one you like. If 16 is not the right size for you, if it's too small or too big, you can change that just by clicking in there and using your scroller, and it's going to go up or down. And then for the subtitle, put that to center. For the background, put this color or just something close to it. And then scroll to the bottom here, and you have the CSS class, which is Empire-Testimonial. And then you have the padding, which is 110 by 0 by 100 by 0, and then the margin is 0. And then for the book your appointment, it's just a regular text block. So you put the admin title. The heading is H3, and then for the font size, I'm just going to put this at 30. And then for this one here, you can highlight it. Once you type it in, it's not going to be this size. What you want to do is you want to click on Tools and go to Source Code, and you want to change this number here right next to the PT. Change that number to 60, and you can change, of course, the toll-free number with your own. Replace that, but you want to where it says this PT here, you want to change the number, not the text. Don't change anything in terms of anything else on here, just the number. So if yours says 36, then you change 36 to 60, and it's going to be the size. So when it shows in the front end, is nice and big. And then the content alignment, that's set to center, and then you want to click on Save. And let's take a look at the row settings. So each one have different row settings that you want to make sure that you follow along. So there's nothing here for this top. You just want to make sure you add this image and the background. And you're going to get access to all the images that were used, in the so that's going to be there. So you want to scroll down. And for the CSS class, you want to have Empire-Call-Us. And for the padding, this is what you need to have for the padding. And for the margin, set that to 0. And then for the gallery, let's take a look at the row settings first. So scroll all the way to the bottom. You just have to make sure that the gallery is set at 0 pixels for the margin and the rows fluid. So make sure that box is checked. And let's click on the gallery. So when you add the new gallery add-on, set the heading to H3. And when I click on each one here, all you're doing is just selecting pictures from the ones you've already uploaded, which I've already done so here. And I'm using the same image for the thumbnail as well as the full image. So you can duplicate that multiple times. And the way that you duplicate is by clicking on this copy. It's going to copy. So once you copy a new one, just delete the image from that one to replace it with a new image. So that's done. And then once you're done, make sure to click Save, and you can be able to view your page and whatever changes that was made. So that's how the About Us page was created. And that's how you have this. So if you get stuck or anything, please, go through the video again. If you have any questions, be sure to leave it in the comment section, and I'll be more than happy to help you with it.